start to feel like in the nighttime.
What's up, family? It's your big sis T Renee, and I am back today with another story. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Hey, I'm hoping that one day you find something on this platform that resonates with you and make you want to come back and subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm hoping you enjoyed today's video. I know y'all are here for a story time, and that's exactly what I want to give you. But before we get to that, y'all, go ahead, drop down below in the comment section, leave a hey girl, hey, what's up, big sis? All comments are welcome and greatly appreciated. Just make sure y'all keep them respectful. As you all have seen the title, you have an idea of what the story is going to be about. So family, let's get to that story. Y'all, I know it's been a minute since I've given y'all a story time. Your girl just been busy. I've been busy traveling, working, and so, you know, I never really got around to pre-record my videos so they can be up. So y'all, please charge it to the fact that I just be moving through y'all life. Don't charge it to my heart. But anyway, we're here today, and so today's story time will be about, if you're one of my OGs here, then you know at one point in time I left a job I was at for a long time, but I decided to work. I work and do things on my own terms. Like, I still work for certain companies, but I'm pretty much an independent contractor. So one of these jobs I have, I work with elderly people. Most times it's elderly people, and so they have this option where we can go and help them, you know, do some light cleaning to their home. Light cleaning, y'all. So I had this one lady, I'm gonna say she pretty much like house fished me, and I'm saying house fished is when I got to this lady house, y'all. And okay, let's back up a minute. First of all, I'm not really big on cleaning other people's houses, especially older people, because y'all know they stuck in their ways. They don't want you to touch their stuff. They don't want you to throw anything away. Even though I only supposed to do like light cleaning, but sometimes you may have to throw some things away. You know, they're going to tell you what they need you to do. And so, you know, this was my first person I went to as far as cleaning the house. I mean, this job, well, yes, yeah, this job allows me to pretty much, you know, take them to their appointments, take them to different events, you know, assist them in the grocery store if they need it. Like, I pretty much do all kinds of things with the people if they need me to, you know, just to be companion or whatever. And like I said, one of the jobs would be if they needed someone to assist them do light cleaning. So this was my first person that I decided to help with light cleaning, because you get to pick and choose the type of job you want to go help at. And I said, you know what, I don't want to clean people's houses, because like I said, they're stuck in their ways. They don't want you to touch their stuff. People are nasty. Sometimes they have stuff that's been sitting for a long time, because, you know, a lot of older people become hoarders, and I was in fear of that. But I get to this lady house, y'all, you know, before I walk up, so it's time for me to go to her home. I call her, introduce myself, and, you know, go over the logistics of what all she need me to do, because she have different things listed in the app, but that may not be all she need, especially if I only have like a 2-hour window. And I believe hers is like a 2-hour window. We can do a lot in 2 hours, but then again, we cannot, especially if it's a whole lot of things that need to be done. And in that case, I don't necessarily want to go over the time, especially when it comes to cleaning house. Now, if I'm just taking you around the city, I don't mind going over time, because I'm sitting, I'm chilling. But if I got to do some physical activity, especially where it involves cleaning somebody else's filth, I'm ready to go at that time that it's time for me to end that. Yes, I know that sounds so crazy, but that's the truth. That's the honest God truth. That's how I feel. You know, this is somebody else's mess, not mine. So, yes, I get to her house, y'all. It is clean. The front living room is clean. The kitchen is pretty decent. The little hallway right there is pretty decent. And mind you, she stayed in like a gated building or whatever. Gated, coded building, one of those. So, you know, like I said, I had to call her and get all the information from her to get checked in. And so I, you know, I had to go find her. And when I get there, like I said, it was clean on the inside. But y'all, when I got to the bathroom, you know, it was a little stuff here and there. And then so from the bathroom, you look to the right, it's the bedroom. Y'all, this bedroom was so filthy. Mind you, this lady had told me, you know, as I'm talking to her, as I'm introducing myself, she's like, yeah, I have sons. They were supposed to help clean the other day, but they never showed up, blase, blase, blase. My thing is, if you know your parent is wheelchair bound, damn near bedridden, you know, but she wasn't. You know, she was, and one thing about it, she was able to maneuver from the wheelchair, but not for a long period of time. Why would you want somebody to do that for a long period of time? And not only that, she wear adult diapers. So if you know this is your parent, why wouldn't you come over there and help them and assist them when they need you to? And I get stuff happens. You got your own life, you got work, you got family, but why would you neglect their situation that long? So I'm in this room, y'all. It's stuff everywhere. It's just congested, overly crowded. Look like a pack rat. She just really need to get rid of a lot of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But again, they're stubborn. They don't want you to touch their stuff. So I had to go pick up shoes off the floor. This shoe rack stuff kept falling off the shoe rack. So I looked to my left, and then you see the adult diapers. You see a lot of like mail. And then I go to pick the box up that the stuff was in, y'all. Roach casings everywhere. Like, I guess the deceased roaches, you know. I don't know if they shed or leave their babies or shells. I don't know what it was. I'm like, okay, so she had roaches at some point in time. Y'all, that lady still had them. The way I took my bag, because I had my bag kind of like sitting on the dresser. I took that bag and I hung that joint on the door, made sure it was zipped. But y'all, I don't even think that was enough. Like, I made sure it was zipped. I'm like, I ain't trying to take none of these critters to my house. You know, I try not to judge, you know what I'm saying? But again, she have children that could have came and helped her. And the fact that she has roaches, meaning they have been neglecting her home for a very long time. Because how did it get to this point? You know what I'm saying? And it was only that one room that was so nasty, y'all. The bed had stains on it. She had this old ass mattress pad. It looked like she had it on there since she been there. And then she had like this mattress protector. It looked like it had been on there since she moved in that place. It was sore. It was hanging off. So I had to lift up the mattress and pull it off. Thankfully, y'all, I brought gloves with me. Thankfully, I brought some gloves because I know it's temporary, but you don't know what you're touching, especially if something is soiled. And again, like I said, she wears adult diapers, so she definitely has some soiled sheets and stuff. So I had to try to pull them off and remake her bed. First, I had to sweep around it, you know, get whatever I can. The room is tight, so I can't do a lot of sweeping, but, you know, basically around the perimeter of things, you know. So I had to try to move some stuff around there. She had so many adult diapers. I had to find a space for that stuff. She had food and stuff in there, and honestly, that's where the roaches come from. Anytime you got, you know, and I get, like I said, she's probably in places where she don't want to be constantly getting up having to eat, so she's eating in her room a lot. And again, that is the main place that y'all need to help her keep clean. Everything else was immaculate in her house. So of course I did that. I mop or whatever, and y'all, I was just like, in my mind the whole time, I was just freaking out like, oh my god, I don't want to take no roaches home with me. I don't want, even though I had my bag zipped, that does not mean that roaches will not be attached to your stuff. So, you know, we get all that done, y'all. And I just feel bad because, you know, I'm like, she got these kids that don't want to come help her. She was a really sweet lady. She was telling me all about her art and things like that. And, you know, they just pretty much be wanting companionship. And so, you know, I promised her, hey, girl, yeah, I do some art too. I used to do art and all that stuff like that. I got a lot of canvases. I'm going to bring them back. I did intend on bringing her those canvases back. But, y'all, I thought about those roaches. I don't care how long you in somebody's house. You can be in their house for a few minutes. If they got a lot of roaches, it's very possible you're going to take home one with you. I don't know if y'all remember my OGs, and I did a story time about the time that I let my best friend stay with me because, you know, they was transitioning, her and her baby daddy and the kids was transitioning to a new place, but they had stayed in his parents' house for a minute before they got into their new spot and the next stayed over. And their parents had bed bugs. And so when they came to my place, she had changed clothes, so me and her was hanging out. So she came over there. You know, and I ain't thinking too much about the fact that she told me she had bed bugs a couple weeks back. You know, that they had bed bugs. So when she came over there and changed in my house for us to hang out, I didn't think nothing about it. But I'm telling you, a few days later, I fucking had bed bugs. I didn't really find this out until, like, I had, like, my little boo and his friend. It's stories in itself with this situation. Found out I had bed bugs. Y'all had to get rid of all my stuff. Like, that was so disgusting to me. And I wasn't mad at my friend. I was just mad at the fact that I wasn't paying close enough attention to her stuff. I should have made her empty that shit out at the door, baby, and shake that shit out before she come up in there. You know, you don't think nothing about that because you don't know nothing about bed bugs. Like, that was my first time encountering that and really realizing that that's what they are. Like, I've heard about them before, but you know, that stuff don't stay in your mind about some damn bed bugs. So, yes, that freaked me out. And I'm thinking about, you know, I'm at this lady's house. If she got roaches, she may have bed bugs. Luckily, I did not see any bed bugs in her room. But man, you just never know. They're really small. You don't really know. But you'll know when you feel them. You waking up itching and scratching and all that shit. Yes, y'all. It's so gross. So disgusting. It happens to the best of us. But y'all, she the person that made me not want to go back to nobody's house. And that's because when I got home, y'all, first of all, before I left her building, I took her trash down and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go and try to dump my bag out because I want to make sure ain't no roaches in my bag. I found a bathroom downstairs, you know, close to like their little cafeteria area, whatever. It's like a little lounge area. So I went in there, dumped my bag, y'all, took all my stuff out, called myself dumping all my stuff out, making sure I ain't had no bugs because I had, you know, and I also use the bathroom. I get home, y'all, and I go to my bathroom. And I'm just sitting on my bathroom. You know, I didn't put my bag down on my counter in my bathroom. You know, I kind of walked around the house and did stuff a little bit. And then when I went back in there, I'm sitting by the toilet. Lo and behold, a roach is crawling from my bag. I'm like, oh my God, I know I emptied this bag out in that bathroom and I didn't see nothing. So I'm thinking they might have just been off in the crevices of the zipper. So, you know, I ain't feeling around no zipper. They was in that bag high. It's like a little tote bag, kind of something like this bag, but it was like it wasn't this material. Y'all get, it was one of these kind of bags. It was like a little tote bag. So it definitely probably was off in the zipper somewhere, hidden somewhere, and I didn't see it. And I really thought I cleaned my bag out, y'all. I was so freaked out. Like, oh my goodness, I'm about to get my house sprayed. Like, cause I am not trying to live in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am not trying to deal with it. And from that moment, I said, I'm not cleaning nobody else's house, y'all. And it be so many jobs on there where people need you to come assist, and I'd be real tempted to go help them because, you know, like I said, they may be in a situation like her and they really need somebody to come help assist them and help them clean their home. But and some of them be having some great bonuses on there, you know, and I know the pay gonna be pretty decent, but I'm like, oh my goodness, I just cannot do it, y'all. Like, that really freaked me out. And I was telling another member one time about it because, you know, we were discussing how, you know, they got all these different options with you know, with with the partners, and we can assist them with so many different things because, you know, there's a lot. I be meeting a lot of new people that be just new to the program. It's through their insurance and it offers, you know, these services or whatever, and then you know but anyway, so yeah, I just told him, like, yeah, I said, that lady made me not want to clean nobody else's house. He asked me something about it. I was like, yeah, nah, I don't think I'm going to clean nobody else's house because that freaked me out. I don't want to take nothing from nobody else's house. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and not only that, I skipped some stuff. So we go into her living room area, you know, it's clean in there, but I, you know, sweep the kitchen, mop the floor, whatever, you know, wipe the counters down. It wasn't really dirty. It just needed a little spot mopping or whatever. So, you know, she goes, she's like, oh, I need a little help with my laundry. I'm like, okay. So, you know, she had stuff in there, but then I don't think they were washed. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, she needed to rewash them or something. And then so she wanted to take them stuff out of there, put it in the washing machine. I don't know. She wanted me to put the stuff out of the washing machine into the dryer. So, you know, I did that, whatever. And then she had some clothes that she was supposed to dry, but they didn't. She was supposed to wash, but she didn't get them washed because, you know, her wash is kind of up high and she needed help somebody putting it up top and the dryer on the bottom. You know, it's like one of those stack washers and dryers. So she can really get it in there. Mind you, this bag smells like piss. Y'all, I cannot touch soiled stuff. We don't supposed to touch their soiled laundry. Like, I can help you put it in a dryer and fold it, but if it's soiled, I cannot touch it. And, you know, she was like, you know, well, I can't really. And so, you know, y'all, I was like, oh my God, I really got to help her put this stuff back in this bag, y'all. Man, I was like, I don't supposed to be touching this stuff, but, you know, she couldn't really get the stuff back in there after it was taken out, so I had to help her put this shit back in the bag. I was so freaked out. And like I said, from that moment on, I said, I am not doing this. If you got laundry out, I'm not touching your laundry. I have a right to deny whatever it is. But she didn't feel no type of way. Like I said, she was a really sweet lady, and I did say I was gonna go back. But man, when I say, it's like suddenly I started seeing her with so many requests for people to come there. It's like she needed somebody there every few days. I don't know if she was looking for me to come back, but I'm sorry, ma'am, I cannot do it. I just couldn't come back to her place. Like, I just could not do it. And much as I wanted to help her, I want to help the elderly because they really be needing people on their side because so many people take advantage of them. I just could not do it. You know what I'm saying? If you need a ride somewhere, ma'am, I will take you. And then that's the crazy part about it. She kind of slick because she know if she put ride, somebody's bound to pick it up. So she has rides on there, but I'm knowing she needs somebody to help her in her house. She ain't requested for no ride because it don't have that type. It don't be having a destination. The destination be her house. So she kind of peep game a little bit. If I put ride, somebody's bound to pick my request. But no, man. Game peep game. I be into stuff detail by detail. I go and read every little thing before I accept the ride. I even go look at their map and possibly see where they may possibly be staying. A lot of times it tells you they're in another state or another city. It does tell you that. But I look at their map and it's going to kind of much pinpoint the area, the neighborhood they stay in. And then it will tell you directly exactly where they are once you accept, the job. But anyway, y'all, I just cannot do it. Oh my God, I cannot do it. And I be so tempted because there's so many on this app right now where people are needing somebody to come assist them. It's some good bonuses on there. I started to do one yesterday. It was a really nice one on there, but I just couldn't get myself to do it, y'all. And mind you, I was out riding and I'm like, I could go here before I go home and just do that for a couple hours on my way home. But I didn't have no gloves in my bag. And at first I was keeping gloves in there. I said, I could go to the dollar store and grab a box of gloves. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not gonna do it. But I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind over some point in time. I really don't know, y'all. But I'm gonna stop it right here, y'all. I'm not gonna drag it on. Y'all know how I am about that. Why drag something on that don't need to be dragged on? I just want to tell y'all about the time that I feel like I was house fished with cleaning. Like, I don't even know what I'm gonna name this. I do enjoy doing this job. Like, I enjoy helping people. They really need to, because they really take advantage of our elderly, y'all. People really take advantage of them, especially in these, healthcare spaces. They just be abusing them and stuff like that, neglecting them, especially when they have no family or when they got family they don't give a damn. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna stop this right here. Y'all drop down below in the comments. Let me know of a time that you worked somewhere and you just couldn't finish the job because of something that just freaked you out or something that pissed you off. I don't really know, y'all. I love to hear the similarities of things we've gone through in life. I do enjoy reading those and responding. I try to respond to every comment somebody leave me. I don't care how many it is. If I don't leave words, I'm gonna leave some type of emoji, y'all. Again, thank y'all so much for being patient with me. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for those that hype my videos, whether you leave 1, 2, or 3. You're so appreciated. Y'all are so loved. I got some more content coming, y'all. I hope y'all tune in for my other content outside of my story times. These story times, y'all, like, I enjoy doing them, but I also like to put my other content here. Like, I really want to get into that, but I need y'all to support me over there too. So, I gotta post it, so y'all can support it. And hopefully, like I said, if you're not here for the story, if you're here only for the story times, that's appreciated. And if you come for the other content, it's appreciated as well, y'all. Again, y'all, hope y'all have a great rest of y'all week. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye. To catch up on any prior story times that were mentioned in today's video, make sure you click the links in the description below. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel.